All right, da 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 da. Here we are again in Latvia doing the 2PK thing with my good friend over there across the town, Dallas Taylor. How you doing today, Dallas?
Doing well, Jeff. And ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Greenwalds with a hip that has maybe 1 kilometer on it at this point. It's very
Oh,
very brand new.
that's a fun way to look at it. Just to think how like have a little odometer right like
Yeah.
on my hip, and it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
tells
yeah.
you like click 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 how many ODs you got or how many kilos you got going on.
Mhm.
Let's see. So my progress has been steady. I did like 1,000 steps the first day, 2,000 the next day, and then I've done over 3,000 the past couple of days. So
Oh, so you actually are getting up there.
yeah, well, just walking down the stairs is like 200 steps. So
Yeah.
just to get outside, going down 4 flights, it's a fun thing. And I wrote a blog about it, jeffgrinvalds.com, if anybody is interested in reading more about Latvian socialist system and the way it works here to have
Hmm.
a major surgery done. It's kind of a look inside, I guess you could say.
Yeah. It there is still a private insurance where you buy private insurance as well. That
Yeah,
you but it's
Aptidoshanat. It's my word
mhm.
for today. I learned Aptidoshanat. Yeah, they always ask me every time I go, Vai to Aptidoshanaya? And I have to think about what that word means because it's long and hard. I don't know why it's hard for me to understand. Insurance? Aptidoshanat. It's
Hmm.
very similar.
Well, I'll tell you,
Yeah, when
it
I
works very different here. Even when you have private insurance, it's affordable and they actually pay out.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, like I did have a friend though who
we've had
bought
travel insurance is how I know.
yeah. I had a friend who had to get insurance to get his residence permit or something like that, and it was like 200 a year, and he's just so surprised it's so cheap. But then after he had one procedure, like the
Hmm.
rates went insanely high, or they were going to cancel it. I can't remember, but he had some issue, just kind of like the American insurance companies, where as soon as you do something that you need money
Hmm.
for, then they change
Hmm.
their tune really quickly. So
Yeah.
he had that kind of negative experience. But when I had it through my workplace, it was really nice. The dental was the best because it was like just boom. You just show them your card and you pay nothing for a couple cleanings and then you get your all your works half price. And it's like that's just amazing, like to have that simple insurance. Um,
But the
but for
dental
this,
here is
yeah,
actually affordable in and of
much more
itself.
affordable. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
So like
yeah,
it's definitely a place that I would recommend for medical tourism when it comes to dental.
yeah,
Because
and
you
the
can
good
really,
quality
there's
and
no
yeah.
doubt you can get on an airplane, get the dental work and get back probably 3 to 4 times cheaper
Have
than
you had glasses here or are those glasses from the States?
these are just reading glasses for
Oh,
like
okay. So
magnifying
not
closer.
prescription,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
the plus two or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I was so surprised here. They have you can just look for your prescription, go to the market, and they have glasses for sale. And
hmm
you can just buy like I'm like a minus zero point 0.5 or 0.75 or whatever.
hmm
And they just have them and you put them
hmm
on and they're not great, but it's like if you just needed a pair of glasses like for €6.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane. Like, yeah, can't
Yeah,
do that
these
in
come
America either.
actually like from Yisk. We'll give Yisk
Oh, yeah, there
a
you
bit of
go.
a
The Yisk.
plug.
The
But
Yisk.
like
Is
yes,
Yisk Danish, you
they're
think?
like on their way out. It's something Scandinavian. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I
You
think
think they're on their way out?
yeah, well, no, I'm saying you're on your way out of the store
And they have the
and
glasses and the
mhm,
batteries. Yeah.
yeah. They're a little bit like they go through changes where they update the stores and stuff, but they're a little bit like Bed Bath and Beyond where they seem to go through a cycle of boom bust where like
With
every
furniture. With furniture.
where like all of a sudden the whole store will um upgrade and like go through a
Yeah.
change. But yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think
with stuff with furniture.
Latvia probably gets the trickle down. It's like they wait
Hmm.
20
And
years before they.
we've lost, I think we're losing Cine clubs. There's a going out of business sale there.
What's
Um,
Sinnoh clubs?
well, that's why they're
Oh,
going out of
the
business.
Lithuanian
Yeah, with the orange.
building company? No.
It's like a home goods kind of store where it's a little bit of a hardware store, a little bit
And
of
what's the
food.
name of it again?
Cenu Club, CENU,
Oh, I don't know
clubs.
that one.
It's one of the first places I was brought here. Um, I'm really interested in all the different stores, all the
Yeah, I
different
don't think I've
retail.
ever been to a Senu Clubs. Where is one even?
They're around. There was one
Like,
here at Spitza Home, and that's where I could
yeah, I don't
notice
go. Of course, you go to
something was
Spezza, yeah.
weird about the store because they weren't getting any new epoxy
Uh,
for my little
and
hobbies.
that's when you know the
That's
you're in trouble.
when I'm buying your glue and
Yeah,
your epoxy and it's not
like
updating.
like here in the center when we go to a restaurant and they're out of keg beer and they're only
Hmm.
serving their bottles. You kind of
Right.
know it's probably the beginning of the end because they're not buying any new kegs. So
Yeah, and but another even stranger thing about it that was um something I think would stick out to anyone, or you wouldn't have to have like, an obsession with trying to study businesses to see where you would go through the store and several aisles were ironing boards. And
very important.
it's like, okay, well, you got some nice ironing boards. Um, but then, I mean, like, okay, it's, like you've
Yeah.
got a variety of things. But then you go to the next aisle and there's ironing boards, and the next one and
Mhm.
there's some ironing boards. And you'd go throughout the store and there was like unusual amount of ironing board. And it was like, I know nobody is ironing clothes that
Well,
much,
Dallas,
and
Dallas, this gets into
so
my whole thing about just reality in general. Whenever I walk through the center of Regan, I see these little shops. No one ever goes in. No one's buying anything. No one
hmm
stops in. There's no customers. There's just these old ladies sitting there waiting for the day to end,
hmm
and they stay in business somehow.
yeah.
And I just think it's all kind of some weird
It
play. Like it's
well,
all some,
it's kind of interesting too because it like I said, like it gives you that insight into business that
does it though?
where it's like all of a sudden you feel like an expert because you're like, there's no way that shop is selling. They're not going to be able to pay the rent.
Yeah.
Like they're like you can start to do the math on that situation of like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
like maybe I'd like to have a store in there. How much is this rent? Right?
Yeah.
You go and
Yeah.
it's 8,000 euros a month.
It's not. It's not. They're not that high. We actually looked at a
No, but
place.
there's
Yeah.
cooperations. I mean, where like the building owners
Yeah, yeah,
will
I
be in
understand that. I understand
cooperation
that.
with
But still,
the thing, and
I think
it's
I
not the
mentioned this
same.
before, just how
It's not.
happy I was here, where you go to the towns in Latvia and all the small towns have businesses in the center. Even the smallest town will have some little
Hmm.
bagel, a supermarket, or a little market or whatever. And in the States, like in Nebraska, I don't know if it's the same for you in Georgia, but all the small towns, all the businesses just dry up. And then there's one Walmart somewhere in the county, and or a Dollar General, even worse, where
Hmm.
everybody goes shopping and that's it. That's all there is. And then you see
Hmm.
these downtowns that used to be all these businesses, and they're all boarded up and closed and whatnot. One success story is a town I used to live in called Ashland, Nebraska, and it was like that for a while. Like it had this beautiful old downtown, but it was just boarded up. No one went there. It was kind of a place, just kind of a dirty place we thought of when we were growing up. It's like 15 miles from where I grew up, and
Hmm.
we go through there every once in a while. And now it's like bustling because it's close enough to the city where people want to live there and they can commute. And then they turned all these businesses into tourist places. Like, so they have this old town feel, like come
Hmm.
like the 1800s. You come there and it feels like you're walking in the old, like an old town in a little city.
Hmm.
And then they've just done this upgrade with all these businesses, like high end boutiques instead of like actual
Yeah.
useful businesses. But I'm just impressed with that. But so many towns just lost their centers, just
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
to
a lot
come
of
here and see
places
them
will be
makes me happy.
like that sounds it's like curated where there's curation of it like
Hmm.
one like at an art museum
Oh yeah, yeah,
but with your town.
yeah,
Um yeah, and so like yeah, I saw a lot of that. I think it was a bigger sort of trend in several ways where things get adopted and something happens and then that model gets adopted, or there would be grants for certain things.
yeah,
But usually it's just more like it works over here, and so we're gonna pick it up and do it over here.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
They see
Um,
it, you see a good example, and then someone does it and it works, and then someone else tries it and it works. But I want to go back to what you said about the incentives. Like, I was just talking to Biba about this on the way, a little walk we had today. About I was thinking about those horrible scandals we have in the States, like with Red Lobster and Toys R Us and lots of these other businesses that just went out of business because they got bought out by some holding company that liquidated their assets and drained their funds and took out all these loans. And then they're able to even go in and take away the pensions that have been saved for
mhm.
20, 30 years from these people.
Hmm.
And I was just
And
thinking to
then
myself,
that will, there may be a small credit union in the town that's associated with that business, or there's a credit union usually that's associated with those employees, and those will break too.
all of that. So, and I was just telling Bye, I said, that's a choice. It would be easy for the government, just a state government, to say, we're not going to allow that. We're
Hmm.
just not going to allow you to do that
Hmm.
to a business to say all employee benefits, all these what do we call them? What do I call pensions are off. You can't touch those. It's like a
Secure,
lockbox. Why?
well, there are
Yeah,
some securities, like
I'm sure
securities
there's some,
protections
but
for
obviously they
that kind
figure
of stuff.
ways around it.
Um, but yeah, like it all depends on how it is. Like if it's private money, I guess that would be if it was controlled
Yeah,
by the business itself.
yeah.
But you had things where it seems like a
But
lot of it's generational, and where you had Sam Walton, and then you had the Walton family, right? When you remember the big thing about like looking for the Made in the USA label that
yeah,
Sam Walton did with the Walmart stores, and then as soon as he died, it was like,
made in China, made in China,
every
made in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
China.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then the way that that would work there with smaller businesses that would get picked up, and the things that they would have to do to try to get sold at Walmart's on and get on the
yeah,
shelves there,
yeah,
and then
yeah. Just like
it was
Amazon
like,
today.
and then it became that thing, right?
Yeah,
And then yeah, and then so everybody was protesting Walmart, and then we get Amazon, and it seemed um like it seems like what like if everyone should have gotten a piece of that in stocks, and they were able to, where like you can't buy SpaceX stock, but you could have bought Amazon before before it split and before it got
yeah,
bigger and bigger, which it still has a lot of room to grow.
yeah.
Because there's a lot more it can do globally. Oddly enough, like you could see Jeff Bezos have, several trillion, or
People
saw
people
several.
here use that Chinese one. What's that called? Alibaba.
Hmm.
You ever use
Hmm.
that?
I don't, because like as an American, you're just really put in a weird
Isn't that,
spot, you
isn't
know?
it right?
Yeah,
Like in the
like, and I think
Huawei phones and things
it's
like
a
that.
big thing of what we started this podcast for, was to be able to talk about some of these things. And
Yeah,
one big thing is like the whole thing of where you got capitalism and communism working hand in glove, or foot and boot in a lot of
yeah,
cases. And we're all sitting back, like sort of like pushed around like trash in the ocean, just kind of going back and forth of like, oh, we have to buy all of these products that are made in
yeah,
China to be good consumers, but we're not supposed to be in the security zone of what we're supposed to be doing to be good citizens, and good. And then but then you need to figure out how to get over there and have some kind of deals with someone in a factory or something that
yeah, yeah,
somehow trust to be able
yeah.
to be a good
Yeah,
capitalist
yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah.
capitalist
It's
system.
that
So
happens. I
it's
know
like,
these people who
what
go there
in
and they make
God's name?
deals and yeah.
Oh, and then you go to Denmark, or Sweden, and some of these other places. Denmark specifically, I remember there was this really famous artist there, and you go and it's like, oh, cool, I'm at this artist shop, they've like got they're like big, big all over the world, right? And there's like all these printed things and all these like bags and all this stuff, and everything was from China. And so it's like this like highly celebrated local artist of the like
Yeah.
of national recognition, because
Yeah.
the countries
Yeah.
aren't that big. So like you if you're big in your city, you're likely to be big in a European country, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's like it's just really, really strange the way all of that stuff works together. And
That's how the world works. We
yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
all about capitalism and money and
Yeah.
bottom line.
Well,
So
and
speaking of bottom,
it'd be a much better world if everyone could actually participate and not just a select few, for one reason or another, like where
well,
you might
Dallas,
not
they
even know
would
the
tell
name
you
of the
that
cell phone
we're
company.
all able to participate. We're all able to, we all have the same opportunities. Everybody's
Yeah.
got the same chances as everybody else. It doesn't matter if your parents couldn't give you $1 million to start your business or $100,000 or whatever,
Or
have some
or
investment, or you have the time and
or
space
enough
to do whatever you wanted to do, or
yeah, or enough
yeah.
money just to have like flights to Korea and Japan and like how do you get in and out of China and not
You just fly in.
no, but I'm saying
I
like
know people here who do business in China. They
I
just fly
know
there
it's a
and
weird that's what I'm saying where it's like if you watch the news, if you watch
oh, I know.
YouTube things, you know what I'm
We have a
saying? Like
completely weird,
it's
yeah.
a whole different
But when I talk to
situation.
the Latvians who've been there, it's like just a normal, it's just like another destination. It's
It's
like
any
any other
business
place on
people
earth. Yeah.
anywhere in the
Yeah.
world, even in America or wherever.
Yeah.
It's like just something where they're just getting on there and going on a
Yeah.
business trip.
Yeah.
But then it's
But
like
they do Qatar and all these ones
that's
too.
not well,
So
that's a whole
Saudi
other
Arabia and
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh, speaking of stuff, you want to share your update on your house? What's going on there?
Mm.
Your
Um,
your
I didn't
is
get
it
this
going
ready.
well, I should ask.
It's going really well. Um, I've got some bit of an update. They're not in a great order.
Dun, 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 dun. We have a live update on Dallas's house coming at you live right now. Dallas is going to tell us about his house. That was
So
my
yeah.
intro to our
Well,
segment.
these guys have just been really great. It's been a completely different experience than what I've had over the last few years. And
Real professionals, yeah.
yeah, I mean, like they're hitting at about 70% of what I would like to see happening, but
So
I
C
mean,
C minus.
no, I mean, but they're doing that every single day, right?
No.
And they don't really take a lunch. So but they also don't work like they're not hitting it like steady, you know what I'm saying? Like they take a break. The way they also do it here is like they'll come out, they'll kind of bump into each other a little bit, then they'll go inside their workhouse, get their plan together, and then come out and like do and just do it like as orderly as you can imagine.
Hmm.
And so it's like this whole other way of doing
Ethic,
things.
work ethic.
There's some good work ethic, but it's just but there's also like a lot of room for error, where like if you weren't totally on top of the situation, they could um it could get away from you pretty quickly, I think.
Oh, well, you're looking for whatever you're looking for. And you got the Northern
So
Lights behind you again. I guess yesterday we could see them here. Did you have a chance to get out?
no, I'm not that lucky in life.
And also, it's late. It's always so late. You have to get up at like two in the morning and
Yeah.
go find a.
Yeah, I could deal with that, but well, today we were opening opening. Today we were stacking bricks.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So these are the bricks from the house you're tearing down
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that you showed us before. These antique bricks from the
Yeah, let me show
brick
you.
house. We could. Dallas is going to show some bricks pretty soon. As soon as he figures this out.
Let me see
I
here.
can't. I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my sofa. Just.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, geez,
I
that's a
mean,
lot of
have
bricks.
you
That looks like
ever
it.
seen anything so exciting?
How
Um,
deep is that wall?
um, well,
It's
if
freestanding, so it must be pretty deep, right?
it's yeah, it's about half of that.
Okay, so a nice rectangle.
Mhm.
So if you wanted to, you could have a shooting range there, and that could probably take a pretty high caliber.
I think so.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And your
yeah,
camper's right behind it, so
yeah,
got to
and
be careful with that.
you're
I was
getting
trying
a
to figure out
lot
where this is.
you're getting a lot of bricks there. A lot of pavers, a lot of fire
Yeah,
bricks.
yeah. You could
These
do. You're gonna have a fire pit.
yeah, gonna have a. I'm thinking a pizza oven, even maybe.
Oh yeah, the pizza
Yeah,
oven,
these the yellow
a
ones
wood-fired pizza oven.
are fired hotter, and
Yeah.
they're more like ceramic glass and just really
Are they
nice.
from the chimney, from the stove?
Um, they're from no, from the just the house, the gable ends,
Oh,
the
you
gable
just know
ends
that
of the
they're.
house. Yeah.
Hmm.
Speaking
Oh
of
wow,
which,
I
let's
see more pictures. Wow, show me that. Show me the
mhm.
one above that. That looks really cool.
Well,
That I
that's
love
what
the
I was
framing of.
trying to get to that. It was just a moat that we showed you, and now we've got
Mm.
this
So
one.
that's where they're going to pour the cement,
Yeah, yeah, and you can see a little bit of
make a
rebar.
footing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of rebar in there, and they've built it up
Oh,
back
I
there.
love that. Just this little outhouse just hanging on by a thread, like
Yeah,
the last
yeah,
fly in
yeah.
October.
The attached
But it's coming down, right?
in China, I think they call it a nail, or maybe Japan and other places where if they're putting in a highway or something like that, and that one little house won't move,
Ah,
they call it the nail.
I could
Um,
see that.
yeah, but it's yeah, like they we got the electrical here
Oh,
with
yeah.
this little thing going in, and it's on there, and so we've got to get more established um, over in here to get the electrical situated, and then we can totally take this out.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and
It
then
looks like pretty cool progress there,
this is
D,
what it looks like today.
in the
Um,
daytime. Oh, they got the
they,
rebar in.
yeah, on a Sunday they were out here because I think that we think they got the cement truck coming tomorrow morning, and we
Mm.
got
I,
this, and these will all be
the,
poking up above
You
to
know,
expand to the wall.
in my blog, I wrote about how I respect nurses so much for the hard work
Hmm.
that they do. But man, when you watch these drivers, these big truck drivers here in Riga, and
Hmm.
they're backing into these spaces that are like just as wide as the truck,
Yeah.
just as tall as the truck, and they're able to just fit it right in there. And they don't even, it just takes them one try, and they just do, and
Yeah.
it blows my
Well,
mind. So
I get a
God bless you.
challenge. Like I've given them a challenge here with my spot because it drops.
I was just thinking how narrow
Yeah.
that driveway
Right.
is.
Well,
Getting
yeah,
in there is
right
going to
here it
be,
drops, and then once it
yeah.
drops, like they're down in a swampy little
Oh,
area.
I was thinking they could
And
park the truck out by the fence and pump it in
well,
from there. No.
it surprises me every time that but like a bigger truck will have issues and get
Yeah.
stuck, and it's like all of a sudden you realize that everything they're doing here is in a city, and
Yeah.
everything that they're doing is on flat um paved roads,
Yeah.
there and or maybe a dirt road or something like that, but it's all
Yeah.
flat. And so I feel pretty I feel pretty safe, like I could actually I'd sleep in the attached outhouse tonight. Feel like
With your moat
with my moat with
protecting you. Yeah.
unguarded rebar everywhere. It's like, come
Yeah.
on, like bring it on.
Yeah. All right, Dallas. I want to get to something else unless you got something else here to
Yeah,
show,
yeah,
or
yeah.
is that
Um, no. Oh well, yeah. Let me do this one more here. Um, I wanted to show you how deep it was.
show me how deep
Show you how deep.
the footings?
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
bricks. Oh,
That
yeah.
goes around, and then
Oh,
like we still
wow.
have a little bit of a pile,
A
but
little
these,
pile.
yeah, but this will all stay in there for a part of the foundation of a future.
And we're running a contest currently. Guess how many bricks are in the pile? Closest guest
How?
wins something, wins a
Yeah,
token.
I'd say
Yeah.
I'll send them.
No.
We'll send them a 2 PK hat.
Yeah, 2PK hat coming right at you.
Which is just any random two pack of hats that we find
Yeah,
on
so,
Amazon.
so drop your guesses in the comments. Let us
Yeah,
know how many bricks are in the pile. We'll reveal it maybe next week, couple weeks,
yeah.
once Dallas gets them all stacked.
Let me show it one more of the of this, just since you created a contest. How many bricks do you, and no, and you can't use Chat GPT.
That's what I was gonna say. No use,
Get
don't use ChatGPT.
Chat
Just look
GPT
at it.
will tell you. Just about like
Give us, yeah,
they'll get in their ballpark for sure.
yeah, ballpark. All
But
right.
it's not like I know. So your
No,
guess is
we
as
will
good as
know. We'll find
mine.
out though. We'll figure it
Your
out.
guess is as good as mine, ladies and gentlemen.
So Dallas, been a busy week. Let's see. Trump posted a video of himself pouring shit on the protesters all over America. I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
that, but
I didn't, but it made me laugh when I heard about it. I was just like,
that's a
it's like the British have the fucking hell. I was just like fucking shit because it's just like, I mean, it's like what really. I feel like everything's kind of falling apart. Everything's a little bit crazy, a little bit chaotic, and I don't know, man. I mean, it's like today I'm just feeling like if this is what the system produces, let it die. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it today. And I don't normally feel that way. I'm putting myself out there in a little bit of a
yeah.
in a dangerous way, I guess I would say, with all the
Well,
way
why are you
things are.
feeling that way, man?
Because I feel like it's something where if this is what the end result is, it's not good for human beings. And if you have a situation where um, what you're trying to do is to take the system back over so that you can then reform it, just like this is done. Let's not waste any time on this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go in there, tear
Yeah,
tear out the attached outhouse. Let's take the
yeah.
shit out and
Get the
put
nail out.
and you build it back new. That's what I feel like has to happen. And I
Well,
know I'm
something
not
has to
alone.
happen.
It's been this, I mean, I swear to God, this thing. It's been this way for years, and everybody's been
Yeah, and
talking about it on both sides of a constitutional convention. It's coming. I feel like it's
it,
coming. It's coming. Like even with
well,
I'm sorry. I'll
yeah.
let
No, it's okay. I was watching this guy from Britain talking about why he stayed. He didn't go back to the States, and he's talking about our government. And it kind of just framed it pretty well for me. This whole idea, like they don't accomplish anything, like
you.
day in, day out, year in, year out. It's just like spin their wheels. I did go through this on Facebook. I posted Trump threatened to cut the Democrat programs under the shutdown. He's going to fire people on the Democrat programs. And so I just thought about it for a while. I'm like, wait a minute, he's going to keep the Republican programs, the Republican things. But then I thought, what are those? What have the Republicans done, created, or what programs do they operate for the American people that you would call conservative Republican strongholds
Mhm.
of America? And I was going through like healthcare is Democratic, feed the poor, housing for the poor, all these programs, medical, anything medical is Democratic. All that's Democratic.
Well,
And
it
what
could be the jails. It could be the, like the private prisons. Yeah, prison contracts.
prison system, and the
Yeah.
defense system,
And the all of that law enforcement stuff and
law
all the things that are
enforcement.
around that
Good.
and then making sure that that is translates into votes. Your public
That's good.
servants, like a lot of times your public servants are going to be um, Republicans that are a part of controlling the local system.
Kind of
So there's a lot
like
of
this guy,
things
our
that
public servant.
Democrats will go for that'll be where they want to. like even the whole thing of buy local, and like and hyper
Yeah.
localization,
Yeah.
like
Farmer
when
markets and oh, and
like
energy.
everybody, all like you can be a Democrat and liberal, progressive, any stripe or any feather, and you living in these red um countries or red states, you don't want to hear shit about buying local. You want to get the
Yeah.
hell out of there and get away from all those real estate porn stars.
So so here I have a picture. I don't, did you see this one? The story?
I have,
Zelensky went to the White House to ask for some Tomahawk missiles
yes,
to
yeah,
defend
yeah,
himself.
yeah, yeah,
And this was Pete Higgs's choice of wardrobe. And I'm looking at him going, oh my God. And this is the Russian flag, and of course the Republic could say it's red, white, and blue. It's America. No, it's the Russian flag,
that's
that
the
order,
Russian
white, blue,
flag.
red,
Yeah,
right, white, blue, red. And you go on Amazon or wherever, you look this tie up and it's Russian tie, Russian flag tie is what they call it. And he wore that to meet with Zelensky
yeah.
to talk about the war.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Fucking let it burn. Let it let it go down to ashes. Salt the earth.
Oh my God, dude.
Done.
I wrote a poem. I'll just read the first couple lines because I said, burn it all to ash, leave nothing to be found, no ruins for the future to speculate on our present. And
Exactly.
here you are just talking about it. Like
I'm
it's must
saying
be the zeitgeist, man.
it just doesn't make any sense. The gaslighting that's involved, get like trying
On
having to
both
get his
sides.
permission for that, you know,
What?
like
What?
getting Putin's permission to send Tomahawk
Oh,
missiles.
yeah. Takes
I
a
mean,
call
it's
from
like,
Putin and then decides not to do it. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's not how you make decisions. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like that's
But
not
yeah, it
what
is.
you're basing your decisions on.
In
Like that,
America, it
the whole
seems to be.
situation is upside down and inside out. And as long as they continue to play the games with these people and allow them to do it, it's just going to be a situation where they're constantly treated like battered wives, you know?
You mean the people, we the people are the battered wives.
We the people, we the Western civilization, if we keep tolerating that bullshit.
And
Like
speaking,
you're sitting there being openly Russia in the
yeah,
face of America.
yeah,
Fuck you.
and yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
exactly. Yeah.
fuck
And that's something
and
living here, it's like so clear. Like, no, fuck Russia. Like, no, we cannot let them do what they want to do because they
exactly.
will. We see it. And it's like,
Exactly.
yeah,
But
it's
I mean like then words are cheap. You know what I'm saying? And like you can have the attitude about it, but then it's like when push comes to shove, these people are not just being they're not toning down their rhetoric. They're not promising to be nonviolent. They're not promising to be peaceful in the streets no matter what. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So like all of that's ridiculous. But and then on the other side of where the left is, they're looking for people to get out there to basic, like I said, like it's like they don't really have a concept of what they want in life either. They want to create a situation where everything goes back to a situation where they're all just um,
Why?
blaming everything on white people,
Yeah.
white
No,
men. But then,
please don't oversimplify because I mean
you know what I'm saying?
there's millions of people protesting. They're not all doing it for the same reason. And
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm
I
talking
don't
more
think they
about
want to
like what
blame white people. I don't think that's the
there's a
Democratic
call
agenda.
for it to come out, and my point is that the power that they've been given to that white supremacy and that white supremacist is rooted in identity politics from the left. Like I've heard over the last 10 years or so, or 15 years, I heard way more of coming from the left giving that power to that whiteness.
Yeah, well,
And
yeah, we've
then,
definitely seen
you
that.
see what I'm saying? And then like they turn
Yeah, well,
around and are like, oh, well, like we need white men
we're
to do
just
this, or
yeah,
we need
yeah.
white women and, like these white bodies. And it's like, I'm not going to be abused by either side of this equation. You know what I'm
Well, you
saying?
will be. We're going to get abused by both sides. Doesn't matter.
Well,
kind of
that's what
helpless in
like
a
I'll avoid it at all
we don't have
costs.
our
So that's what
outhouses
I'm
with
saying.
moats to protect us.
Right.
One. So I've been watching some historical videos and things like that. Couple fun facts. It's a fun fact segment. Last 5 minutes here. Let me spout a
Mhm.
couple fun facts.
Yeah, yeah.
So the first one that I thought was absolutely fascinating was Thomas Jefferson wrote a first draft to the Declaration of Independence, where he addresses slavery directly and says it's an aberration, it's against God's law, you can't continue to have sell and do this to men.
Hmm.
And they took it out. They took it out, but he wrote it. And a lot of people, they point to Jefferson and say, oh, he owned slaves, he's a terrible person, we got to tear the statues down or whatever. But he acknowledged, he wrote this
Hmm.
at the
Hmm.
time. He
Right.
saw the evil of slavery and put it in the document.
Hmm.
And the others, Southern leaders and slave owners, made him take it out, and
Hmm.
they didn't allow it to be in there. And I'm
It
like,
wasn't just the
gosh, how would that
South,
have
but
changed the
it,
country? How
yeah.
would that have changed the country
Hmm.
if in 1776 we the people, these United States, and then they have the segment that says slavery is evil, it's wrong, and then we get our independence, and what's the first thing we do? Free the slaves.
Hmm.
1792, the Constitutional Convention, they say slavery is illegal, they put it in the Constitution. Why is that not in the Constitution of the United States?
Hmm.
Thou shalt not own slaves. Shouldn't that be somewhere in the freaking Constitution that you can't own people?
Well, it will be in
Like,
the next one after this coming Constitutional Convention.
I guess the reason is the Constitution doesn't make laws. All it does is say what the government can't do and can do. So
Yeah.
the government can't have slaves. Maybe something like that.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, but it wasn't just the South. That's a very, like that's a really
no, it
important
wasn't
piece of
just the
it.
South. No, but
But
it
it
was.
was
That was a
it
big
was
part of it.
in a large part of it was based in the Ivy League colleges, and those that from that book that I was mentioned earlier of Ebony and Ivy. What I was saying was that the first debates about slavery inside the fraternal orders and in the fraternities of the colleges that would lead to being senators, state senators, and and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature, was in the University of Georgia, and so
Yeah, but
like
what time period was that? That was not pre 1776.
no, this was like pre-Civil War kind of stuff,
Yeah, so I'm
but
talking like if we could have just
yeah.
outlawed it right
But
away.
right, but what I'm saying is that like that's not, like you could do that, but that wouldn't change, like that wouldn't have been able to change the society, right? Or like
It would, but
and
it would have kept it from becoming so locked in for whatever 80 years, and then telling people this is wrong
yeah,
after
but
they've been
like
relying on the system for that long.
yeah.
Hold on,
No,
and
you're
then leading
relying
to a
on the
civil
system. Yeah.
war. To
But
lead to
you're
a
but
civil war. If you
yeah,
had done it then,
but
it
what I'm
wouldn't have
saying
led
is
to a
that
civil
that
war.
piece of that system is also where, like, I think we traded slavery for our credit score, if that
Well,
makes
probably.
sense,
I mean,
right?
yeah, we could argue that all day, but
But so if
we
we
got
didn't
two
have
minutes
that,
left.
and so
I want to.
yeah, so like I guess like I we could be enslaved to each other for one thing or the next. Do you see what
Yeah,
I'm
but it's
saying?
not. Yeah, but it's a different, not
It's not chattel
what
slavery, but that's what I'm
chattel.
saying. But more
God.
like, but it's like but it's that
Okay,
whole concept of
I
like
want to get one more fact out. One more
using it
fact
as a
out.
currency, like your
One
labor
more
as a
fun fact.
currency.
Hold on, Dallas. One more fun fact. So the other fun fact, I was watching this thing about the Aztecs, and the guy was talking about how they always point to farming as this big development in Sumeria, like it changed everything, and because we figured out how to farm. He said we've always known how to farm. People have always known how to plant things, but it's much harder to farm than it is to hunt and gather. And it completely changed my perspective about North America. It's like, why weren't these people more developed? Why didn't they have farms? Why didn't they have cities and towns like that? It's because it's an easier life and they could live like that.
Hmm.
When you're forced because of whatever pressures to grow food and you can't just go out and get your own food, then yeah, you're going to farm, but it's not
Crops can
first
fail.
choice.
Hmm.
First choice is to hunt and gather like 3 hours a day, a couple hours a day, and you're done. And that's
Hmm.
it. And then you just live your life and you enjoy the world. And all right, that's about
Yeah.
it. I just want to share that
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
uplifting
interesting.
thought
Goes back to cavemen even,
back
right?
to
The
whenever,
the
however far
primal.
you want to go back.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, but like I'm definitely not
we got to
trying
close
to
out.
I don't want to come off as someone who endorses slavery of any sort.
Dallas does not
I
endorse slavery.
demand
Maybe we
I
should put the
demand to pay
title
people.
of the episode. Dallas does not endorse slavery.
Lord have
But yeah,
mercy.
we are all
That's
slaves to
where
the
like where
system
I'm from,
in
in Georgia,
car
the
payments and
big part of our
insurance
culture
payments.
is like where it's like you grow up